He's pumped. I'm pumped.
Are you ready? You in the zone?
Yeah, mate. I'm really in the zone. Hello, hello.
Hello,
Here we are again.
hello. And welcome to Onefootball, guys. I'm Ed McCambridge. I'm joined by Tom Genoy.
Lovely to be here.
I mean, he's usually pushing his Aston Villa agenda on these sort of shows.
Mate,
but
every time I come in,
got
somebody's having a dig at me about it. I don't say anything.
No one wants to discuss Aston Villa, so we've got a much nicer sort of stuff coming up here. I've got the laptop, so I will be keeping order. If Tom gets a little bit rowdy, just let me know in the comments. Hello to all of you guys. Matthew Novak, very good to see you. Ryan O'Meara, pumped, she's wondering who's going to be on this time. I just said she, that's Ryan, so apologies, Ryan.
Come on,
I can only assume you're a gentleman.
It's only taking you 2 minutes.
But Ryan was pumped to know who was on, and
yeah.
we've got bad news, really, haven't we, Tom?
Pal.
Could have had a much better lineup.
Max ain't here, Nico ain't here,
no, but you
Matt's
know,
not here.
A few comments.
Sorry, mate.
Imanu's saying hello to you, Imanu. Yeah, it's nice to have you guys with us. Basically, coming up on the show today, we're going to be talking a little bit. Sort of main thing is Alexis Sanchez.
We have got a bit of Sanchez coming up. Yeah, I've
Big
got something
news.
up my pretty baggy short
Pretty baggy.
sleeves for
It's a
you.
bit too big for him, that shirt. You shouldn't have worn it. It looks a bit daft.
It's my girlfriend's brother's, mate. And he's a
Excuses.
big bloke, and I'm not.
Sound a bit scared. Anyway, let's stick to football topic.
Well, he's not going to be watching, so I think I'll get away with it.
He is, he's here, look. He says, hello, Tom, you got my shirt on. No, we're talking a little bit about Alexis Sanchez. There's been a lot of speculation in the press, not just recently, but it's been going on for ages, isn't it?
Yeah.
People wondering where he's going to end
This really
up.
is a saga that has dragged on for a long, long time.
Yeah, the
It's
sooner
because he's
this
been
is-
so unhappy at Arsenal for ages now.
Has he? Think he's been really unhappy?
He's just been wanting to get away. Well, I mean, since he came, he did well. Was it after a World Cup that they signed him?
Well, he comes straight from Barcelona, didn't he? So
Oh, okay.
I think that was it. That was the season after Ozil got there, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay.
So
So how long has he been there now? Maybe 3-4 years?
This is his fourth season.
Fourth season, yeah, okay, fair enough.
And
I just think he thinks he's a bit above Arsenal, especially if Arsenal are only playing in the Europa
Well,
League, which, to be fair, he is a bit.
Isn't it weird that he even went there?
Yeah.
I mean, surely, if you're a player of I mean, let us know, Arsenal fans, if we're digging you out a little bit too much here. But surely, if you're Alexis Sanchez and you've seen people like Patrick Vieira way back from then, Thierry Henry, all these players, Cesc Fabregas, just leaving.
Yeah.
Because they've just known.
Well, they're players of a different era, and I think also
But it's happened every year.
Yeah,
You know,
also
by
if
all
you're-
cliche, there's other teams. They just leave.
Yeah, that's true. But I think maybe it's also a certain thing for players that there are coaches in at certain clubs. Regardless of the club, there are sick coaches that certain players would, or the players would say it would be great to play under that coach.
But is Wenger still one of them?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people are going to remember Arsene Wenger.
Is Xavi sitting around on some sofa somewhere in the Far East thinking, oh God, I wish I'd had a couple of years under Wenger. That'd have been cracking that.
Yeah, okay, maybe not.
I'm
But I mean,
asking.
he's somebody who's got a football philosophy, right? He's been there for a long time. He's defined an era at a big club and at Arsenal. I do think that that's a coach, which would be is a good name to have on your CV.
Would you take him at Aston Villa?
Wenger?
Right now?
Hey, I'd snap every limb of
Or
his
would they
off
just
to
get
get his
absolutely
torso
slaughtered?
and head at Aston Villa.
Get slaughtered with Wenger in charge.
Well, we're not doing that brilliantly under Steve Bruce.
Right,
I mean,
that's enough
fair
of
play.
that. We're not here to talk about Villa.
All right,
Let's
well,
move on, shall we?
Sake, mate. You can't get me started like that.
Sorry,
Just
where's his
leave it.
appetite? It was cruel. Connor Hazy is actually saying more Villa. Sorry, Connor, you're in the same boat as him. We're not listening to any of that nonsense.
Get in there, Connor. Yes, up the Villa. Yes, Connor.
Okay, Jose Valdez, he should go to a team that actually needs a striker. So that brings us nicely around to this point, because one of the teams that's been gunning, pardon the Arsenal-based pun, for Alexis Sanchez for a long time now is, of course, Manchester City.
Yeah.
Quickly on that, do you think they need Sanchez?
Nah, I don't think they do, but they've just got such an arsenal.
Oh, how many more? How many more?
And they might as well just build on it. And also, as I'm about to say, in a slightly darker setting, which is also this setting, it's...
Well,
we'll
we'll let you say it,
All
shall
right,
we?
all right, yeah,
I'll tell you what,
you
because
can let
this
me
is
say it,
it's
yeah.
probably going to be a good point. So we're gonna pass it over
we can dive straight into...
to Tom here, not
Right.
this one, another Tom out there in the virtual world somewhere. He's made a little video about Sanchez, so let's cut to that now, guys. Enjoy.
Let's see it, yeah, I hope you like it.
Of all of the amazing things that Pepe, Guardiola and City have achieved this season, perhaps the most astounding feat has been managing to remain the sweet-smelling darlings of the Premier League despite having spent enough money to sink an oil tanker. Try for a minute and see through Pep's refreshingly steezy bomber jacket and trainers get-up and ask yourself, why do we slate PSG and swoon over City when their tactics are of a piece? But there's an even bigger question about the seismic rumblings that are already threatening to raze the architecture of the Premier League to the ground this coming transfer window. If City, the free-scoring millionaires, have a double-digit lead when the window opens in January and then they sign Alexis Sanchez, will that finally be enough for people to realise, 1. City are supreme, 2. Pep's pockets are deep, as you like, and he's going to keep digging in them whenever he feels like it, and 3. Shit, City have just become to the Premier League what Bayern are to the Bundesliga. Even by Arsene Wenger's clunky standards, the mechanics driving Alexis Sanchez's contract are dysfunctional. There's been no progress in their negotiations, and the plan seems to have become get the Chilean out the window in January without looking like you completely botched it, i.e. 20 to 30 million is better than the big fat zero that you'll be lumped with in summer. For the luckless Gooners, watching a star player saunter off to a Premier League rival wouldn't be a new experience. See Van Persie, Gallas, Cole, Nasri. But Sanchez leaving for Manchester City would be more than just another insult, and taking it as such would require more weapons-grade delusion from a manager who pretends to be chasing titles but in the real world settles for well-balanced books and the occasional FA Cup. Now, his history of humiliation at the hands of his Premier League rivals could of course lead Wenger to try and push for the face-saving option, selling Sanchez to a non-English club and requiring some sort of talent swap. Here, this long and drawn-out move suddenly gets a little bit spicy. Real Madrid have got deep pockets and a solid handle on the politics of perception, so they would not only provide an illustrious home for Sanchez with a fittingly stupid paycheck, but could also offer something really valuable for Arsenal, a player exchange that makes it look like the clapped-out kings of the North, London, are ever going to win a crown that isn't already nailed on. So how about Lucas Vazquez? The 26-year-old is apparently weighing offers from Roma and Juventus, but his signature at Arsenal would certainly come to Mr. Wenger's defence in the court of public opinion. Now, poor old Alexis and his merry band of second stringers failed to make it to the Champions League this season, a fact about which the Chilean was visibly fuming when he took to the pitch for the first time with Europa League patches on his arms. But a happy consequence of that failure for Mr. Sanchez is this: he's still eligible to play in the big boy competition for another club this season, a club like Bayern München, for example. The Gunners failing to qualify was no doubt a disappointment for the Bavarians, as it meant that there's no chance they'll get drawn against their favourite Champions League punching bags. Still, the fact that Sanchez isn't cup-tied could be their silver lining.
There we go.
The Manchester City of the Bundesliga showed more than a passing interest in the Chilean last summer, and despite having all the money in the world,
definitely,
they love a transfer bargain.
Yeah.
They aren't afraid of signing ageing stars on big money contracts. They win the league every year. And as an added incentive for anybody considering a move there, they actively encourage their players to get the lederhosen on and drink massive well-brewed beers. Talking about possible locations where you can win the league every year, except of course last year, how about PSG? They have money, tick. They have a stated interest, tick. And they have a very talented, some say flaky young star that would make a great headline if he landed at the Emirates, Julian Draxler. Great skills, soulless black eyes, and a Walcott-esque arrogance that says the best is yet to come. Any foreign sale, though, is dependent on Mr. Arsene Wenger getting his way, and that doesn't happen all that often. Much more likely is that the dear leader will get to call the shots. If Pep comes knocking again, checkbook, and now this time Premier League title already in hand, he's probably going to leave with what he came for. And if that happens, we're all fucked. Anyway, what do you reckon? Is Alexis City bound? Will Wenger have the last laugh? And what about the Premier League? Are City really on the way to completing the Bundesligaization of the league that we know and love? Let us know and take it easy.
What do you reckon?
There you have it, mate.
What do you reckon about my day's work?
Very well spent. That
Oh,
didn't
thanks.
waste a moment. So it's pretty brutal what he's had to say there. Arsenal aren't the club they once were. A few clubs are fishing around.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know it. Arsenal fans as well. Let us know what you think about this, because he's gonna go, isn't he?
Yeah,
I mean,
he's definitely gonna
there's
go.
no way he's gonna get this.
I mean, it was that game, right? It was the first game that Arsenal played in the Europa League when they played against Cologne. And I mean, I said it. I'm not going to repeat myself again. But you saw from Sanchez's body language, just from his behaviour, he did not want to be there. He was
so
embarrassed
over
about
it.
being
Just
there.
didn't
Exactly.
wanna play.
It's just a fucking hell, bloody FC Cologne.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that, do you?
No, you don't want to be doing that.
I feel
And Sanchez is
like
too
that
good for
when
it,
we
and
play.
he's got to be getting on a bit. So, you know.
What is he, 28, 29?
I couldn't tell you, mate. 27, 28.
But-
I should fucking know that. I spent my day doing nothing about, apart from talking about him.
But he's obviously not keen on going there. There's a few options, like we said. We've got Bayern Munich, we've got PSG. What do we reckon about PSG? Guys, let us know what you think as well. A few guys have said here that he would fit in well at Real Madrid. They've not been touted quite so much. I mean, there are a few rumours going around, sure, but he's been linked with a lot of people. But a lot of it's City and a lot of it's PSG.
Yeah. I still think City is probably the most likely place that he will land.
Pep seems pretty keen, doesn't he?
Yeah, Pep seems pretty keen.
It's funny how these things go around, because Pep sold him.
Oh, what? Yeah, shit, of course.
He was playing for Pep.
Yeah, okay. Mate, that puts the lie to all of that rubbish I was saying earlier about Wenger being a coach that you want to play under.
Yeah.
If he was playing under Pep Guardiola.
Or what's that sort of
Oh,
choice?
completely slipped me.
But yeah, PSG seeming like it could be a likely
Yeah,
fit.
PSG could happen as well. But the thing is, I think for any player now who goes to PSG, they're basically taking a bit of an easy way out. I don't really think, for Neymar, for example, there are players who try. There's this saying: if you're the cleverest person in the room, you're in the wrong room.
Yeah,
right?
and that works perfectly well.
The scientists like to say. That's the same for football. If you're the best player in the team, you're in the wrong team.
Yep.
And there are some players that like to push themselves and try and take themselves to the biggest clubs and give themselves the biggest challenges. And I think if any player goes to PSG now, that's not what they're doing. And I mean, look, Sanchez, look at him, mate. He is he is the best player in the team. He knows. Yep. I don't really think we missed out loads of that shit then. The scientists like to say. That works perfectly well. That works perfectly well. Yeah, shit. Missed out bare stuff.
What? They can hear us?
Yeah, we just crashed time ago. We carried on speaking for like a minute.
But they could hear us, could they?
No, they could hear us up until...
Guys,
Jaden, are you still there? We're back.
please say you're
sorry.
still there. We're really sorry about that. Some sort of technical issue. We don't know
Technical
what happened, but we're
difficulties.
back. For those of you guys that stuck around during that, you're absolute legends.
Yeah,
We
thank you very
really
much.
appreciate it.
Nice
Yeah,
one.
we
Big
know
up the
there's a bit of an
patience.
issue there. We send in just as much abuse as you want for the technical guys. Yeah, we're good to have you guys back. Now, for those of you who've been watching over the last couple of weeks, we brought in an absolute encyclopedia of knowledge.
He in fact knows his stuff.
He really knows his stuff. So we've got Manuel coming on the show.
Man like Manuel.
Man like Manuel V. I mean, the man is disgustingly knowledable.
Offensively knowledgeable.
Offensively knowledgeable. He makes us look like a couple of little knuckleheads.
Suspiciously knowledgeable.
So we're going to get him in very shortly.
Immediately, there he is.
Look at that.
Yes,
look, he's
Manuel.
appeared. Look at that. The power of technology. Just a minute ago we were down and outs, and here we are with Manuel getting beamed in from somewhere. How's it going, mate?
We need some earphones. Christ alive, mate. We're really not good.
We know what we're doing here. Look. It's all good. We're quality at this. How are you, mate?
I'm pretty good.
There we can hear him as well. Let there be noise. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I'm missing sitting on the couch, but you know,
well, it's slightly less cozy without you here. But the good news is,
what are you doing?
It's the wrong one. Look.
Well, you take the left one, then you
I took the left one. Yeah, right. We haven't just brought him in for no reason.
alive.
We have brought Manuel on to talk about a very, very specific topic. We're gonna talk about Jose Mourinho, because as we know, Jose is not really a guy to stick around with. He lasts a couple of seasons, normally usually wins something very early on.
Yeah.
But he's now 18 months into his Manchester United career. Now this is usually the time it starts to go downhill slightly, doesn't it? Manuel, let's get your thoughts in. Straight off the bat, what do you reckon about Mourinho at the moment? How do you see his career panning out with United? What's he done so far, and what can we expect to see soon?
You know, I think he would actually be all right if he hadn't thrown as much abuse at the likes of Pep Guardiola over the last few years. You know, basically saying that what Pep Guardiola did in Spain and in Germany was a fluke, and that he couldn't do it in a big league. And you know, if he hadn't said all of that, I think he would actually be all right, because he's second in the league right now, and
but second's not really good enough for Mourinho, is it?
Of course not, because Pep Guardiola is in that league now, and he's is it 11 points now, right? Suspiciously looks like the Bundesliga these days, the Premier League, and that's not good for Jose Mourinho, because it makes him look very ordinary.
So do you think Jose Mourinho this season is going to have to just put all of his eggs into that Champions League basket? Because he's not the sort of bloke who's going to just think, oh, okay, well, second was all right, and this season we go again. He's going to want, if Pep's got something on his mantelpiece, Jose's going to want something on his mantelpiece, right? Is he going to go for the Champions League, do you think, or is he just going to play it safe?
Oh, he will have to, but I don't think he has the team to do it. I don't think the Manchester United... I mean, we sat on the couch just a few days ago and we discussed Manchester United, and I don't think the Manchester United have the team to win the Champions League.
But I would probably argue, man, well, he's never had the team to do it, the times he's done it. You know, that Inter Milan team was nowhere near the best team in Europe that season. That Porto team came out of nowhere. You know, they probably weren't even ranked in the top 15 of the favourites that season, and they came out of nowhere and won it. He's good as an underdog, and he doesn't always get the chance to be that.
Yeah, that's the thing I think is probably worth saying as well, that he's probably suffering a little bit under the expectations that he's built up for himself.
I do agree with you on Porto, but you have to remember with Inter Milan, they spent €1 billion to get there. You know, that's not an underdog. So
are you rolling them out? I know that Manuel was on the show. We did the Champions League draw in the week, and Manchester United had got Sevilla. And Manuel was the only one on the couch. There's three of us that day that said that he actually thinks Man United might get knocked out by Sevilla.
I think there's a chance. I don't think it's, hands down going to happen, but I think there's a chance, because Sevilla are a very plucky side. And, I mean, that's the real test. I could see things be getting very difficult for Mourinho if he doesn't go through there.
Yeah, Sevilla are the kind of squad that can scalp teams unexpectedly. And I think for anybody to take on them with any level of complacency is obviously a very dangerous thing. Going back to Mourinho at United, though, because he's obviously known as somebody who can't really last. He's a two-season bloke at every station.
Yeah.
Then obviously most of those times, the first season, the second season are fairly successful, and then it begins to fall apart fairly steadily. Given that he hasn't had that level of success at Man United that he's had at the other places that he's been, do you think he can establish himself there for a longer time, and there's going to be a Mourinho era at United? Or do you think it's also going to be the case that, I mean, we saw with this thing, this debacle in the tunnel the other day against Man City.
How good was that, by the way?
Yeah, quality, but it looks like Mourinho losing his rag, right? So do you think this is what's happening early on? And do you think he's going to, how long do you see him staying around at United?
Well, I think he's definitely not going to go anywhere until he wins the league. I don't see him messing up enough to get fired. I don't think they're going to start ending outside of the top 4. Mourinho's too savvy a manager for that to start happening. But they are going to have to fire him if he's just not winning a league again and again and again, because he's not good enough to be second best, and especially not good enough to be second best to Manchester City. That's the worst thing in the world. But he will win a league title before he leaves there, on his own terms. There's no way, because he would never say, look, I tried 3 years in. So he's going to have to do something differently, because he's already won the league at this point.
At some point, though, that,
at other clubs, you know,
people will call time on him. Manuel, what do you reckon?
I don't think with Pep Guardiola being there is much of a chance of him winning the league. We've seen what Pep did in Germany. Now we're seeing the same thing happening in England. I can see, as long as Pep Guardiola could win 3 or 4 titles in a row in England.
Well, Hasha HSA has just said on the chat that Mourinho is going to be the next PSG manager. Now that's been floated around quite a lot. Do you think they could tempt him away before he wins a league title at Man United? Because I honestly, I don't see him leaving until he's beat Pep.
You think Man United is going to give him 4 or 5 years? Because I think Pep Guardiola is going to stick around. He's going to dominate the league as long as he's there, and then he's going to go and take a different job. And I don't think United are going to be that patient. And that PSG rumor is a strong one. You see that floating around a lot, and I could see them enticing him, especially Mino Raiola, his agent, or Mendes' agent, Mino Raiola, all these people that are involved. I can see there is something to it, where there's smoke, there's fire. So I definitely think that is something where I say, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And Unai Emery, we've seen what happened in Munich at the halftime, during halftime, and Unai Emery stayed in the dressing room, apparently because he got a chat from the ownership. So Unai Emery is on shaky ground there, and I could see Jose Mourinho, if things don't go well at Manchester, that's going to be his next move.
Possibly this heavily milk-based food fight that we saw last weekend, which I've already said on this couch previously, I'm a massive fan of, because it harks back to that classic Premier League era. When you had the famous pizza fight. Someone lobbed a slice of pizza at Fergie, which is
who was it?
I think it wasn't Fabregas.
Yeah, it was Fabregas.
Fabregas launched a pizza at Fergie. But okay, the sort of jokes aside, if we talk about football, that was a period everyone sort of associates with these. Such a tight, angry battle, people cared so much, and these teams had a real identity.
With Mourinho and Pep, I don't think it's quite like that, because Mourinho, I think, would very much like it to be like that, but Pep is just such a cool bloke.
It must wind him up.
You can't raise Pep's blood pressure.
It's like when when you're younger and you're trying to wind your sibling up, and you just get yourself so angry and worked up, and they just sit there grinning at you, and the more they grin at you and just sit there just doing nothing, the angrier you get. And just the way that Pep's just striding around in his chinos, just winning games, saying the right things and doing the right things, and his team are playing the right way. Yeah. I mean, it must be so annoying for him just to look at Pep Guardiola doing these things. This used to be his place. Do you know what I mean? England. What do you reckon, Manuel? Do you reckon he's just going to explode in a fit of rage because of Pep?
In private they actually get along. Jose Mourinho and Pep Guardiola. It's what you see on the field. Show. Yeah, it's show.
No, I'm not having that. It's like when Ronaldo and Messi say they're mates. No, they're not mates. I'm not having it.
I think their relationship isn't as bad as it's made out of either. They just don't have anything in common. But
I think that's the case.
Pep Guardiola, Jose Mourinho, what you see on the field, it's kind of like World Wrestling. A lot of it is it's not staged, but it's supposed to fire up the players. There's reasons behind it, but I think what you see on the field doesn't necessarily get carried on beyond, well, except with Milkgate this weekend, beyond the field. So, Jose Mourinho is good at creating these scenarios and getting teams rallied behind him. But of course, this is also the kind of thing that wears off really quickly, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if you're constantly creating this kind of a thing, you open yourself to the accusation that all you're trying to do is distract from the professional aspect, and if it doesn't come off for you, if you don't get the results that you wanted, and because Pep is so cool and so calm, you could be building yourself or digging your own grave, basically. We've been talking quite a bit about Sanchez as well, Manuel, saying that we think his time at Arsenal is very, very close to its end. How do you see that, and where do you think he might land if he leaves?
I was sure that he was going to go to Bayern in the summer.
Okay.
And then when Bayern decided that, and I mean, there was real interest there, but Bayern didn't like, I think, the package altogether with transfer sum and salary and everything together was 180 million euros. And I don't mean that this is for everything, right? The whole package over 5 years. And Bayern didn't feel like he was worth it because he was too old.
Yeah, but do you think maybe Bayern, because they went down the James Rodriguez route? I mean, I know that Bayern are certainly a wealthy club, but they don't really have the same financial power as some of these massive sort of like oil-backed Premier League clubs. Could they really have got two megastars in like that? Because they're not quite, they're not quite.
Well, Rodriguez was pretty much Ancelotti's was a pretty much a solo move by Ancelotti, wasn't it? If I'm not mistaken, which is it's also fairly rare for Bayern because you normally have Rummenigge and Hoeneß breathing down the neck of anybody who's looking at a piece of paper on a table. They usually like to get quite deeply involved themselves.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, James Rodriguez, but I think James Rodriguez was a steal. Jupp Heynckes made him work out really well, but he ended up being a steal. Bayern have money; they have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But it's their own money. They don't have someone give it to them. They have to generate. So they have to be really careful on how they spend it. And I think that they have no problem spending the kind of money for a player like Alexis Sanchez. But if they see one reason why it could not work out, they would right away shy away. Because they say, like, if we sink this money, that's our money gone. It's not the money gone by a wealthy oligarch or a state like Qatar. It's our money. I think that makes you operate very differently, right? So it's not a matter of them not being able to spend it. It's a matter of they wanted to spend it. So that was why they shied away.
Well, I've got to say, I think Bayern are one of the only teams that we've sort of mentioned there that could really actually do with him.
With Sanchez?
I'm not just talking about, everyone could use a player like Sanchez. He's absolutely brilliant. But I'm saying they'd have a real use for him. Because, I mean, you talk to a lot of Bayern fans these days, they don't really know what they'd do if Lewandowski got a serious injury. Okay, Thomas Muller's a pretty good striker, but he's not actually a striker.
Yeah, he's not
he can get on the end of things.
Well, aren't they about to sign Sandro Wagner?
Yeah, I mean, that sort of shows you, doesn't it? I mean, Sandro Wagner's a capable Bundesliga player. Yeah, but if Lewandowski's out and you're playing, who knows, Barcelona, Real Madrid in a Champions League semi-final, and you've got Sandro Wagner up front, I mean, okay, I think Lewandowski would still play if Sanchez moved to Bayern, but he could play off the wing. But if Lewandowski got injured, bam, Sanchez. You'd have a world-class striker. He can do it both. He can do it off the wing. He can do it in the middle. It would be a really good idea for Bayern to sign someone like that, rather than trying to sort of hedge their bets and get someone capable like Sandro Wagner. Yep. It makes sense, right, Manuel? That move makes sense more than the others.
It does make sense, but again, it's a financial question. I think a lot of Bayern fans, everything you said makes sense and is right. And that's why I thought, well, they should do it. They should go and get Sanchez, get him. But, Uli Hoeneß wants a cheaper option, so Sandro Wagner it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so some of the guys are asking a little bit about some of the other Champions League clubs involved. So what do we reckon? I mean, we've asked here, what do we reckon Chelsea's chances are of going through the Champions League? They've got Barcelona, obviously. We've seen a couple of absolute brilliant clashes between those two in the last sort of 10 years of Champions League football. Ever since Chelsea sort of came to money a little while back, they've always seemed to be facing Barcelona.
Remember that one game when Drogba was just losing it on the sideline after the game? Oh, mate, I felt so bad for him.
And they did that amazing game where Torres sort of just justified his £50 million fee in that one game. Gary Neville went, yeah, for about a minute long. Absolutely unbelievable. And he's just slotted it home. And it was an amazing moment. So,
Manuel, that's an English commentating classic, mate. If you haven't seen it yet, you definitely have to watch Gary Neville commentating Fernando Torres' goal. It's unbelievable. It's so fun.
We also saw, we've seen brilliant moments like Ronaldinho scoring that absolute belter where he just did that no back lift and just smashed into
without
the
even,
corner.
He didn't even take a step, mate. It was
a miracle. There was that other brilliant game between Chelsea and Barcelona where it looked like Chelsea had just been absolutely screwed over by the referee and all the officials, and every decision went against them that night. It was a lot of fun for me personally, but not for you Chelsea fans. So what do we reckon? Is there another classic line in store for us, Manuel? And what do we reckon the score is going to be in that one?
I have Barcelona goes through in that one, but it is going to be a big clash. We have a few big clashes like that in this round. Just very excited. This is one of the big ones. I remember Michael Ballack, of course. just absolutely berating the referee after the 2009, I believe. Yeah, that's Chelsea, Barcelona produces so many memorable moments.
Yeah.
I'd be absolutely shocked this one won't. But I do think that Barcelona are gonna go through. I think there's a lot of issues with this Chelsea side right now, and then of course it's coming off the back of a really tough winter Christmas schedule for Chelsea as well, which is going to probably aid Barcelona quite a bit.
How about PSG and Real?
Well, I think Real is going to go through. I'm with the old boys there. Not the new money. I'm with the old money.
Okay.
Might
pay me to say it, but I'm not going to agree with you on that one. I do think that PSG are going to be able to slide their way through.
What do we reckon about? Well, I mean, we're having a little look at about Paul Pogba and co here. Manchester United, Sevilla. We've obviously discussed them. They're not in for Sanchez, but they are potentially in for another Arsenal player. Now, there's been a lot of talk about Mesut Ozil's future. Essentially, he came to Arsenal and it's not worked out for him quite the way he wanted. It's an absolute mirror image story of the Sanchez deal, which led us earlier to say, why do these players keep going there if they're going to only end up disappointed? It's true. If you're a world-class talent, it seems an odd place to go. Manuel, what do we reckon about Ozil? Do you reckon there's any chance of a Bundesliga return, or is he destined for... There's been talks of Barcelona. PSG are bound to be throwing their hat into the ring at some stage, just because they're linked with everybody. Or Manchester United, which does seem like the most likely destination at the moment. Even if it was just because Mourinho could just take something that was Wenger's.
Yeah, and Jose Mourinho and Ozil are very tight.
Yep.
Right? Mourinho manages to have special relationships with some players. Ibrahimovic comes to mind, right? And Mesut Ozil is in that same category. Mesut Ozil absolutely loved working with Jose Mourinho, and I think that is already a very big factor in this. And for me personally, I think Manchester United are favourites than Mesut Ozil.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. We are just going to cut to a very short break. We're going to be back with you in a couple of minutes. No, we're not.
We're going to get to our quiz, are we not?
We're going to cut to... we've got a quiz actually as well, guys. So looking forward to that. If you guys are up for the quiz, let us know. Oh, Manuel, that's you. So thanks a lot for joining us on the couch, mate. It's a pleasure as always. The man is a human encyclopedia. So thank you very much, Manuel.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, guys.
Yeah, nice one. See you soon.
Yeah, thank you.
Together. Welcome back, guys. Thank you very much again, Manuel, absolute legend from Football Grad Network, top man. Now, it's a personal favourite of mine every week. I hope you guys think the same. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
We've now got the quiz. When I've done it in the past, we've had a lot of football ones, but the glamorous assistant that is Joe has prepared. It's a couple of film and music questions. We don't know what they are yet.
Just sprinkled it with a bit of popular
just
culture.
A little something, a little bit of spice.
Yeah.
We are terrible at this, so we're going to need your help. We don't want to get any of these wrong. So please, 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 write in some answers on the comments, because we're going to be leaning on you guys here. But I think we're ready to go, are we not? Right, here comes question one. Guys,
10 questions, on we go.
Fingers on keyboards, we need you here. El numero uno.
Which team badge is this? Oh.
I thought it was some sort of technical error there, but it's just going to fuzz for us the whole time, isn't it?
Hey, which team badge is that?
Oh, I don't know. Guys, if you know what that is, please let us know.
This is not fun.
Is it a football? I assume it's a football team,
I
isn't it?
assume so. Oh, no, it's Palace. It's Crystal Palace. Let it be Crystal Palace.
I have no idea.
Joe's going to be wound up at me if I got that wrong.
It's got to be Yeah, we'll go Crystal Palace. It's got to be in it.
What do you mean
We've gone for it, mate. Calm down, all right?
Go on.
It's the mighty Palace. Go Palace. Pirate Pokemon knew that one. Pirate Pokemon Go.
Big up yourself.
Great name. And you were right.
Are you
Crystal
happy
Palace.
with me?
Okay.
Resident Palace fan has got the thumbs up.
That was an interesting
It took us a while though. It took
I'd
us the
never-
best part of 20 seconds though.
I'd never have got that off talons alone. I need a little more than that.
Right, let's crack on.
Question 2, guys. Please write in which team badge is that?
This.
Oh, mate, that could be anything.
That could be anything.
That's not the entire thing. It's gonna. We're looking at
Maybe Napoli. I swear their badge kind of looks like that with those stripes on
it says. Does that say 94?
94.
It's
yeah.
Premier League. You're
Is
joking.
Is it all Premier
It's
League?
gonna have to. That might have to be Everton.
Huddersfield? Ooh.
It's not Everton, is it? They got
What are we
blue
talking
background.
about?
No, it's just
They're behind us a little bit.
they're a little. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, 94.
Let us know what you think about that one, guys. We're absolutely stumped there.
Is it Huddersfield? Is it Bright? I haven't got a clue. I'm a mile off.
No, we just no idea whatsoever of that one.
We're stumped. Completely stumped.
Absolutely stumped. Manchester City reckons Matthew Novak. You know, that could be a shout. Could it be?
Could it be a
It
shout?
could well be. They've got that different one these days. Marco AAA says Paris
City,
Premier League
defo.
one. Pirate Pokemon Go.
He knew the last one, right? Let's go with City then.
We'll go with City. Matthew Novak and Pirate Pokemon Go. This is for you. We're trusting you guys. Don't let us down.
They've done it. How
Mr.
did we
Novak,
ever zoom in that close, mate?
Mr. Pokemon
I tell you
Go.
what,
We're indebted.
Even the seamstresses who embroider the badges onto the shirts never see that close.
They wouldn't have got that. So you
Yeah,
guys.
so fair play, Pirate Pokemon.
Pirate Pokemon. And Matthew Novak, top man. Thank
Cheers,
you for
boys.
that. We're going to need your help for this one as well because we're not doing
On we
very well
go.
so far. So let's
Numero tres.
let's see number 3.
Yeah.
What lyric is this from "And We'll Never Be Agbonlahors"? It don't run in our blood. Oh my
And
goodness!
We'll never be.
All right, just to let you guys know.
Okay, so obviously the format is some word has been replaced with the name of an Aston Villa legend. in this case.
So for those of you that don't know who that is, and there's no issue at all, that's Gabby Agbonlahor.
Connor knows who he is if he's still there.
Who was one of the fastest Premier League players, but now. I
But
don't
now
know.
he's just put on a load of weight
He
and
always,
sits at home
he always
smoking
had that
shisha.
weird little mustache, didn't he? Just a little one, a little suggestion of a mustache. Always made me feel a bit
Skid
queasy.
mark of a moustache.
I don't know.
I don't know this one either.
And we'll never be Agbonlahors. Oh, I know what this is. And we'll never be Royals. This is Lord. I think it is.
How have you only just got that now?
I've
I've just
just-
talking rubbish about it for ages.
I've got that one right.
Fair play. Fair
Connor
enough.
Hayes says, "Hey, Gabby, yes, mate." Connor Hayes, yours.
Yeah, I'm my new favourite person.
Official niche says Basel will knock you out. I don't know if that's the Herb or the football club.
I think that's the football club. Who drew Basel? Was it United?
It's saying they're going to knock us out, though. That's the thing. It's nothing to do with
I
football.
don't think they're talking about knocking us out. I was City drew Basel. I hope not.
Right, let's see the next one. Let's see the next one, guys. It's Defo Royals, Pokemon Go.
Oh, yes, Gabby.
Girls,
He's getting
you're
around, mate.
Agbonlahor, 'cause
Oi, Gabby's
Agbonlahor
had
gonna-
more appearances in this quiz than he's had all season.
Can you get injured from a quiz?
Girls hit your Agbonlahor because you're...
Guys, if you know what this is, girls hit your Agbonlahors because Agbonlahor gone give it to you. Pokemon Go, we're leaning on you here, bro. You better get right in. We need your help.
I'm just thrown, mate. All I can see is Gabby in like
Yeah.
2007, but in front of my eyes, taking it past Materazzi when we played Inter Milan the pre-season friendly. It's
did he?
it's like all this
He
blood
ghosted
replaying in my head,
Materazzi.
but I've got no idea.
I have no
This
idea what that one is.
question.
Guys, we could really use your help here. Girls, hit your Agbonlahor. Okay.
Right,
Agbonlahor gone give it to you.
We got any?
Star Girl, says Marco 888 Lopez. If
I'm not
that
sure about
is
that.
a song, Bruno Mars, Matthew Novak thinks. Connor Hayes says Bruno Mars.
Connor, we need the
We need the
we
title
need
of
to
the
know
song.
what has been replaced with Agbonlahor. We need that word.
I don't know what it is.
No, I don't know either.
Bruno Mars. It's got to be something by Bruno Mars.
Bruno
We're gonna
Mars.
have to find out. We don't know.
Come on, let's hear it.
If
what
Pokemon
was
Go
the missing
doesn't know.
word?
Uptown Funk.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Oh,
alright.
girls hit you hallelujah. Damn.
So,
But there's another, we got another quiz question here. We can't. Come on, let's have another one. Uptown
Right.
Funk, Marco Lopez, if only.
ooh,
I think-
we're sticking with Prem teams.
No, I know who that
No.
is straight off the bat. I know who that is
English.
straight off the bat.
Do you really?
It was, yeah, well, I'm not sure if it's anyone's favourite team, if that's a clue.
Oh, is it
I know who it is. Hang on a minute. Let's.
QPR?
No, guys, if you know who that is, let us know. I know. Tom's.
Is it Chelsea?
No. It's,
No.
you think it's
What are
right?
you so upset about?
Come on, nobody likes these guys.
Mate, I've got no idea.
Oh, I'm going to let you know. It's Millwall Football Club. Connor Hayes
Oh,
got
is
in there
it
just
really?
before me. Connor Hayes, well done, mate. Connor Hayes, Millwall. Nobody likes us. We don't care. If you're chanting that,
Apparently, they came to they played against Villa recently. I'm going on about it
Mate,
again. Just
Connor
because Connor's there, mate. I'm doing this for you,
shall I
bruv.
just
I'm
get
so
Connor
glad
on the
you're
couch
here.
next week? You can have a Villa hour.
They apparently a load of Millwall fans came and stood on the steps of the Holt End and recorded a video of themselves singing "We Don't Like Us, Nobody."
How can that be your chant?
No one likes us. We don't care. Yeah.
I'm a Fulham fan. Everyone likes us, and we care.
Wankers.
We're the opposite.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
Oh, which team badge is this? On we go. Isn't that Newcastle?
I don't know, mate. That's not easy. Guys, let us know in the comments who you think that could be. It looks like some sort of horse with a really
think
good
that's
haircut.
Newcastle.
Look at that. It's a blonde
Now,
blonde horse.
isn't it Newcastle?
But they don't have a horse
I
in
said it
their
with
badge, do
such
they?
certainty, and now I'm really doubting myself.
I don't know who that could be. Guys, let us know in the comments who that... Oh, that I don't have a clue who that is.
We're way ahead,
But
man.
Newcastle's the best one shout we've got. Connor Hayes says Villa hour, he's up for it. I'm going to be out of a job in a minute.
Yes, please.
Newcastle, Matthew Novak.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Matthew Novak thinks it's Newcastle, then it's got to be. Bam, that kid knows it. He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff.
Hang on. I fucking got that one as well.
You've-
Yeah. Next up.
Let's
Go on then. Name the film.
name that film. If Agbonlahore's in this, I'm going to laugh. Oh, it is.
That'll do, son. That'll do.
What film is this
That'll
from?
do.
That'll do, Agbonlahore.
That'll do. Isn't that something somebody says to a horse or something?
Listen, I know what this is.
It is.
I know
That'll
what
do.
it is. Yeah, you're thinking the wrong animal though.
It's
I
an
know the
animal.
answer.
That'll do. I ain't got a clue.
I know what
I'm
it
gonna
is.
get it. See, all I'm seeing is just 2007 Gabby, mate.
Mate,
Just storming around
It
with
is.
acorns on his.
that'll do, pig. That'll do.
What's the
It's-
film? What's the film?
It's from Babe.
Is it?
Yeah, it is.
All right. No idea.
Connor
about that
Hayes,
one.
Babe. This guy, this
He
kid's
knows
good.
it.
Yeah, let's have the next one. We're absolutely on a roll here. You had me at Agbonlahore. Oh my goodness. I know this one. But
You know it as well.
I do, yeah.
How do I not know any of this? To be fair, every time somebody asks me if I've seen this film or this series, I always say no, because I haven't ever. So I'm not surprised I'm doing so badly at this. If they did have Agbonlahore,
Well, I'll
in it,
tell you what, I'll
looking
give you a
really
clue, I'll give
confused.
you a clue.
Wait, did you ever see when it was the third eye on Soccer AM when Ashley Young rubbed Agbonlahore's shoulders and patted him on the shoulder like that before a game, and then walked off, and Agbonlahore just went like this, looked over the wrong shoulder, looked over the right shoulder, but Ashley Young was gone. Looked back over. I had no idea who'd come and touched him.
Listen, Agbonlahore could have replaced Tom Cruise in that movie, I think.
So is that make it Mission Impossible?
No, I'm pretty sure that's Rennie Zellweger's line in what's it called? Yeah, Jerry Maguire.
All right.
Show me the money and all that business, mate. You got to watch that. You know, I really get a little bit welled up when Rennie gets, she's going to leave and Tom can. You've got to watch it. I don't want to ruin the ending, guys. If you haven't seen it, it's a real tearjerker. Let's have the next question.
Ooh, mate, how can we zoom in this far? No wonder it's so pixelated.
That's a can of 7-Up, isn't it? That is a can of 7-Up.
Nobody has ever created any of these logos in the definition that we would actually need to look at them this closely.
Joe's got too much time in his hands over there. I don't know what he's been, what's he playing at?
Oh, mate, I've lost it.
That's
I've
okay.
got no idea. Oh, is it Forest?
No, you haven't got that.
Southampton.
Oh, Southampton.
Southampton.
It is Southampton.
Yes. That's a good bit of work there.
Yeah, we've
Nice
done
one,
it.
mate.
Is that it? We've run out of questions there, have we? We've got
Last one,
more.
yeah. Good,
Okay,
yeah.
let's do it. Marchiosi.
Oh,
I
that's
know.
Watford. Come on.
Straight off the
You
bat.
gotta get up a bit, a bit earlier to catch me out on that one.
So there we have it, guys. Watford. Marcus888 Lopez just put WTF, which is short for Watford, as everyone knows. So thanks for sending that in. Yeah.
If anybody can tell me the best signing that any club ever made from Watford,
Ashley Young.
mate, let Connor do it. Come
Oh,
on,
sorry.
mate.
All right, sorry. I got excited. I knew one. I haven't known one since Jerry Maguire.
Right, that was good fun. Nice one, boys.
Cracking stuff. Right.
Yeah, congratulations.
Watford,
Everybody's got Watford.
Everyone
Everyone's
knows
got
that. You're not
Watford.
going to be fooling
Yeah,
Thomas
nice
Gilbert.
work, boys.
Thomas
Fair
Gilbert,
enough.
Watford. Marchiosa plays. Watford. Everyone knew that one.
Everyone
Hashtag
knew
just
Ashley
say-
Young. Ashley Young, Ashley Young, Ashley Young, obviously.
Someone's put Connor put the sheep pig for Babe.
All right.
Maybe was that his name somewhere? Maybe it was. Where are you
No,
from,
I'm
Connor?
not
Let us
sure,
know.
mate.
I think you must be from Croydon if you're a Palace fan. Oh, he's a Villa fan, isn't he?
You know, mate.
Sorry, mate.
We've only been talking about it for an hour.
I've dished you big time there, Connor. Sorry about that, mate. Right, let's get back to a little bit more football chat.
Yeah, go on.
Shall
then.
we? Let's do a little bit of talk about.
What are we having? What's on
Let's
the
talk
menu?
about the Premier League
Yeah.
this weekend.
All right.
We're gonna have a little look at the fixtures. Let's have a talk about what we think is going to happen. First up, Leicester City, Crystal Palace.
Ooh.
Let's have a little waffle about this, guys. Let us know what you think about these. Straight off the bat, I'm saying Leicester win that one. They're doing a good run
Yeah.
of form. They won 4-1 last night, away to Southampton.
Oh, quality.
Looks like the old Riyad Mahrez, Jamie
Yeah,
Vardy
yeah.
combo's coming back to fruition. Arsenal against Newcastle. Arsenal are not in good form.
Yeah,
we talked about
Arsenal not in
Sanchez
good
a lot.
form.
0-0 draw last night, not very good.
Who did they play last night?
They were up against, what's happened? It was West Ham, wasn't
Liverpool
it?
drew as well. Was it really? Kai, you'd think we'd be a bit more clued up about this nonsense, wouldn't you?
Yeah, there we go. 0-0, we were all right.
There we go.
0-0 draw
0-0
with West Ham.
yeah.
I mean, Moisey's doing a good job at West Ham, isn't he?
Oh, God, isn't that depressing, mate? Isn't that bad news?
Mate, he's doing the
Moisey's
business.
doing a good job.
Moisey's doing a very good job. So he saw obviously Chelsea the game before, won 1-0.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
fair
and then a
play.
0-0 draw of Arsenal. If you told
What's
him
happened to Chelsea this season, mate?
yeah, they've gone way off the boil.
Yeah.
Well, they lost N'Golo Kante for a little while, and it looked like that was the issue. But he's come back now, and they're still not really doing it.
I was so buzzing off Conte last season, mate. I was so glad to have him in the league.
Do you reckon it's the nasty streak of Diego Costa that's missing?
I'm not sure.
Because
There
that
wouldn't be a nice thing to have to realise either, would it? If you're a Chelsea fan, to be fair. Not that has anything to do with whether or not it's the truth, but if you had to think, oh, fuck, we're missing Diego bloody Costa.
Yeah, but God, he was good, wasn't he? He was such a bastard.
Yeah,
He was the best at that, though. Honestly,
Yeah,
every
yeah,
club.
fair
I mean,
enough.
not every club needs a
Morata's
player
not
like that.
quite
But
as fierce, is he?
no, he's really slick, technically classy player.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
to have
yeah.
someone like that just, I mean, he used to destroy Arsenal's defence just by winding them up.
Yeah,
You just get players sent off because they just couldn't handle him.
yeah.
World's
It's easy
worst
to
banter.
underestimate how actually
He had the
how
worst
useful
ban-
that is in the team as well, isn't
He
it?
did childish things like he'd shout at someone and he'd just do that, oh, your breath smells sort of thing. And their head would explode in rage. It's absolutely old school. He was
Yeah.
awesome at that. He was absolutely brilliant at that. Obviously, Liverpool failed to beat West Brom as well this week.
Yeah.
It's not very good,
That's
but
not
they
up to much, is it?
no, but they're away to Bournemouth this weekend. They got bounced back there. They need a big.
Oh, I tell you what, that is a massive game this weekend. Of course, is Man City and Tottenham. I know we're seeing some lovely pictures of Liverpool here.
Well, let's have a little talk first
Right.
about Salah.
Yeah. Well, what is there to say about Salah, mate? I mean, everybody knows it's just.
In terms of
just
quality,
unreal.
he's
Everyone's-
about the
everyone's-
only other story in the Premier League, apart from City at the moment.
Yeah.
When you're talking about just how good the Premier League is, it's
Yeah.
City and Mo Salah, really,
City
isn't it?
and most of the night, yeah.
The guy is smashing it. He's absolutely smashing it. And you think
Yeah.
Chelsea just let him go. Same with Kevin De Bruyne, just let him go. Lukaku scored last night, let him go.
Yeah.
They have sort of strange exit door policies, don't they?
That's true, actually. Chelsea start people so young as well. You wonder, all the other clubs that get players from Chelsea are benefiting so much off of how mad and possessive and intense the academy is at Chelsea, because they sign people and they develop a lot of players really, really young. And I think a few clubs in the UK are starting to catch up, but so many young players that Chelsea send out on loan for ages, and they won't necessarily ever make it through to the Chelsea first team. That's not really a very well-trodden path from academy to first team at Chelsea.
No,
But
no
they
one's
make-
properly done it since John Terry, really, have they? Even
Yeah,
Loftus-Cheek's
yeah.
out on loan these days.
Yeah, But then you know, I mean, they're smart to keep all of those players kind of contractually, you know, on contracts at the club and only let them go out on loan every now and again. They must be making a fair bit of money off their academy.
Well, I think they make a fortune. It pays for itself, that thing. And
Yeah.
But there's one game this weekend, absolute humdinger.
Exactly, Man
it's
City,
worth talking
Tottenham.
about. Guys,
Yeah.
let us know what you think. Tottenham away at Manchester City.
Yeah.
Could Pochettino's hard-running,
Yeah.
well-drilled, counter-attacking, full of stars...
The thing is,
Couldn't they beat 'em?
they've slightly lost now their kind of away charm, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Because I mean, it was like on one side of you know, looking at it one way, it was a curse playing at Wembley and never getting any points at Wembley and stuff, and suffering under the you know, under the lights at Wembley and never being able to perform in your own stadium. But on the other hand, because that became such a big thing, it took loads of pressure off of them when they were playing away. And then after they got a few results at home, and I remember talking to Matt about it, he's obviously a big Spurs fan, he was buzzing, saying, finally, we've broken the Wembley curse, the nonsense, people can stop talking rubbish about we can't perform at Wembley, that's over. But the ease with which they used to perform away from home has dissolved with, you know... With
well, you can't go
as strong
using
as they got at home.
using the whole Wembley excuse if you can beat Real Madrid there.
Yeah.
In a game that really matters. I mean, we're not going to lie and say that if Real Madrid were in the league and Tottenham had to keep playing them, they'd keep winning.
Of course.
But it was still a game that mattered. Madrid turned up to win that game, and they got properly played off the park.
Yeah,
it wasn't even
taken apart.
a 1-0. I mean, they really went at Real Madrid. So Spurs
That
on
night,
their day,
although that night I was away at Preston North End watching Villa win 2-0.
how many times? You have to have some count on the back wall here.
I'm doing a pretty good job.
The story's going
actually.
somewhere, innit?
Sorry, no. I'm just saying, away day at Preston North End at Deepdale, that was proper football.
All right,
mate.
that was the
All
story,
way up to
guys. We're really
Preston.
glad he brought that one up. That was cracking. That he was at Deepdale one night recently. What was that, Tom?
Getting
God, I love
steaming
being on
and
the sofa with him.
eating potato pies.
We're talking about the quality that
Real football,
Spurs can
Sorry,
on their day
yeah,
rock up and batter a good team. And
Not at
this,
City though this weekend.
Why not?
Sorry,
They're
I
50
clicked my fingers.
They're on a 15 wins in a row at the moment. Unprecedented in the Premier League.
Yeah.
We've never seen before. Leroy Sané absolutely
Mate,
turned
Sané's
into a man
incredible,
this
isn't he?
season. Same goes for Sterling. They got that goalkeeper with a big neck tattoo that frightens everybody. He can boot it further than anyone. Kevin De Bruyne.
And a big hooter and a big set of lips.
He's got everything. You don't want to fight that geezer, do you? You bounce back off him. But can Spurs do it? Can anyone do it?
No.
If anyone can, is it Spurs?
No.
Why?
Yeah, because Pep has just won the biggest game of his season so far, away at United. It's not going to be followed up by a defeat at home to Spurs.
Yeah, but look at the way Man United played. They just sat back. They just
Yeah,
asked
that's
for
true.
trouble. If you're asking for trouble, but Spurs won't do that.
Yeah, but the thing is, in recent games and before that United game, actually, City had found it relatively tough to play against those tactics. And if you chase City up the park, you're begging for trouble, and it's not going to turn out very well. The reason that Mourinho, I mean, he loves to play that tactic anyway, and he is a bit of a conservative manager when it comes to those kind of things. But he knows what he's doing, and that is a clever way to play against City. And City were lucky in the 2 games that they had before that. Who were they playing before that? I can't remember. Maybe it was.
Oh, they very fortunately won against West Ham with a late Raheem Sterling goal, and the same thing against Huddersfield, I think.
Huddersfield.
Very late goal came from Raheem Sterling both times. One went top corner, one sort of ricocheted off his belly and went in.
Those were the first games where they found it actually really hard to break down.
But it does
teams
show
who
that
sat
they are
back against
human.
them.
You know, they're going to have their off days, and if you and no one knows when your off days come in. If it comes against Huddersfield, you can still win. If it comes against Spurs and Harry Kane fancies
might
it,
be in trouble. Yeah, that's true.
you're not going to win that game. They're just too good at it.
That is true.
Some of you guys, Tom Talks reckons maybe, but still unlikely. He thinks a draw's most likely. I've got to say, Tom, that's probably the most sensible thing. You could probably say about that. Maybe a Spurs win's a little bit too much to ask for. I think the draw could happen.
It's Dortmund and Hoffenheim against this weekend.
Dortmund versus Hoffenheim this weekend. Let's have a quick. We'll have a quick bet on that one each. I'm going to go Peter Stöger to carry on.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't tell with Hoffenheim at the moment either because they're kind of all over the place. But yeah, I'll give that one to Stöger.
And Connor Hayes, Raheem Sterling earning his price tag, 49 million quid, I think it was.
Yeah.
It's a fair old price tag. That can you ever really earn that? There's a bit of an existential question. Can one man be worth so much?
I think probably he is earning his price tag. It pains me to say it because I really don't like him. Even Fabian Delph is earning his price tag as well. He's done it again, mate. Fucking watch me. Look at me go.
You know what? On that bombshell, I'm fed up with this. I'm gonna have a word with this man in a minute. We are going to love and leave you but thank you very much for joining us as per usual, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. We're really looking forward to the results this weekend, and we can't wait to see you guys back here very soon. Have a lovely evening.
Yeah, nice one.
Thank
Take
you
care.
very much.
And up the Villa, Connor.